Hello, my name is Kaylee Hope, and today I'll be comparing two infographics that relate to the same topic and analyze the information provided, which will include the visual and structural design and the audience of each infographic based on the principles of design that we learned in class. I will also analyze how my own infographic has improved compared to the original two infographics. The topic I will be discussing today is how to prevent catching and spreading the coronavirus. Here is infographic 1. It is about how to prevent catching and spreading the coronavirus and some tips that will help prevent those things. This infographic was created by Vengage, and it explains how to prevent catching and spreading the coronavirus. The information in this infographic is separated by how to prevent catching the virus and how to prevent spreading the virus. Before reading this infographic, I did not know there was a difference between the two. I think this infographic is designed well because it gives clear information that is not overwhelming for the reader. This infographic uses a mixture of images and text to grab the attention of the reader and would be described as an informational infographic. This infographic is informational because it uses both text and images to explain the topic. The information in this infographic is explained well and in a simple manner. For example, cover your cough and sneeze with a tissue and throw out the tissue tells readers what to do during and after a cough or sneeze. Overall, the information in this infographic gives readers an overview of exactly how to prevent spreading and catching the coronavirus. According to the reading, The Science Behind Design, 8 Psychology Principles to Apply to Your Next Project by Bethany Cartwright, this infographic uses the psychology of color, including 4 different colors, including black, white, blue, and green. The color blue is associated with secure, calm, honest, trustworthy, strong, and caring. The color green is associated with growth, organic, natural, caring, fresh, and earth. Lastly, the color black is associated with sophistication, luxury, seductive, formal, and authority. And that was by Cartwright. I believe that the colors used in this infographic complement each other well. The black background helps the blue and green headings stand out. The Gustloff principle of enclosure is used in this infographic as well. According to the reading, Data Visualization for Human Perception by Stephen Few, the Gustloff principle of enclosure is objects that appear to have a boundary around them, formed by a line or area of common color, are perceived as a group. This infographic uses solid lines to separate each column of information and grouping. The structure of this infographic is vertical, and the information is evenly spaced. Each picture and text are evenly placed in each row, vertically aligned to one another. The audience of this infographic would be adults trying to prevent and catching the coronavirus. Here is the second infographic. The title of this is Stay Safe, Save Lives, and it gives some tips on how to stay safe during the coronavirus. This infographic was created by Lee's City Council and it explains how to stay safe and save lives during the pandemic. The second infographic, just like the first, is an informational infographic. This infographic is informational because it uses images and text to explain the topic. The information in this graphic is short and to the point. The information is vague and may cause some confusion for the reader. For example, wash your hands regularly and for 20 seconds tells the reader simply how to wash their hands to prevent catching the virus. The information in this infographic, I believe, can be explained in more detail so the reader can fully gain all the knowledge they can from reading the infographic. This graphic includes 9 images with text description placed under the image. The text explains different things you can do to prevent the risk of contracting COVID-19. The images and text are evenly placed throughout the infographic without a border separating the different images. This infographic does display psychology of color by using the color blue as the background. The blue background is associated with secure, calm, honest, trustworthy, strong, and caring. I think the use of the color blue is appropriate because many people have experienced stress or panic during the pandemic, and the use of the color blue brings the calmness that is needed to learn this important information that could save your life. The white lettering grabs the attention of the audience against the dark blue background. This infographic is simply designed and easy to follow. The structure of this infographic is somewhat problematic, though. Taking a closer look at the infographic, you can see that the text in each image are not equally lined up with the next, causing the eye to wander. This infographic follows the Guslit principle of similarity. Guslit principle of similarity is when objects that share similar attributes like color or shape are perceived as a group. I believe it is the principle of similarity because the pictures and text are all the same color. The audience of this infographic is adults who are looking to stay safe during the pandemic. Next is my infographic that I created. The audience of this infographic is young children. There's a lot of information about the coronavirus that is made for adults with little information about how children can stay safe. Many children do not understand the information their parents are reading, so I made an infographic with information that would be easy and understandable for children. Like adults, children also need to know how to stay safe during the pandemic. This infographic can be used for children going back to school or starting to return back to daily life. The changes I made for my infographic that are different from the other two are I use bold lettering and information that appeals to the younger audience. I also did not add a lot of overwhelming information and kept the text short and simple. Lastly, I placed a picture of a small child wearing a mask to relate to this younger generation. Wearing a mask for children can be a difficult thing they do not understand. So placing a picture of a small child wearing a mask can show that wearing a mask is not a bad thing. I use both critical and creative thinking process when making my infographic. Critical thinking process is when you analyze and judge information before making an informed decision, and that is from the article Critical Thinking and Wise. Before making the infographic, I researched many different topics under the coronavirus topic. While researching this topic, I found a lot of information that was targeted to adults and not much information that was targeted to children. I wanted to make an infographic that was completely different from the other two infographics. I analyzed and judged the information before making this infographic and chose information that was most important according to the topic. I used colors that I thought would generate with my target audience. A creative thinker explores the possibilities without thinking of limitations. That is also from Creative Thinking and Wise article. I thought of all the possibilities of creating this infographic without thinking about what I can't do. I looked at all the possible ways I was able to make this infographic exactly how I wanted it. Creating an infographic can be difficult depending on the audience you want to attract. Knowing when to use certain aspects like coloring and design can make your infographic something people want to pay attention to. Comparing the two infographics helped me see which aspects I thought were good and which ones I would change. I hope the information above helps you understand why certain aspects of design are used. Thank you.